Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
I know that's right.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. And welcome to another edition of The Senate. I am your host, Neil Hoyt. You know, he's your host, Derek Marshall. And together, we are The Senate. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Oh, my God. When I come up firing. Well, come up crikey. So, again, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Just go ahead, like, subscribe, share, comment. Just take a minute, do that for me so that we can get some engagement, try to get this YouTube algorithm to favor us so that we can get our message out. So Derek, my brother, what is the good word, man? Speak to me nice.
Man, I hear quiet. Just fighting, the usual aches and pains that are associated with our more seasoned years.
Yep.
Fighting those aches and pains as usual, you know what I mean? Best thing I've ever bought in my life, I have to say. But yeah, man, aside from that, I'm in good spirits, a little bit hungry.
Boy.
Try to cut the calories a little bit, but off old age a little bit. So these are the things which we must endure in order to do that,
I understand
so
that.
I hear quite open talk to me, man.
My good man, I'm alright. I'm good. Doing my gym thing, plotting for the future. Doing some research on some stuff. Trying to see how best we could build this empire. Other than that, man, I can't complain. Shout out anti-social bastard. Good night, my brother. So there, while we wait, those who would have watched, you would have heard G-Syndicate before the live stream. Derek is the founder of G-Syndicate. Derek, go ahead and plug G-Syndicate.
Yeah, man. Big up G-Syndicate all the time. You can check us out on social media, all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, at G-Syndicate 6. Also, you can check out our website, gsyndicate6.com. Shout out the guys. Big up Kiamal, Vaden, Mark, Antonio, Mark in the studio today. Doing a little bit of recording. See Tamiko in the house early. Good night, Tamiko. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
So we finishing up the recording aspect of our latest project, getting that done, and then we're gonna move into some editing before we get to make some master, and then we look into release as well. So shout out to you guys doing some good work on that project.
Mm-hmm.
We did a gig on Saturday night. We did a gig on Saturday night. Steve in the house. Shout out Steve.
Oh, Stephen
Wu. Yeah. We did a gig on Saturday night. It went very well. It was our first gig with Vaden. He's our newest member.
Mm-hmm.
He would have come in earlier in the year, but it was his first full gig with you guys. He had a good time. The audience had a good time as well. A private birthday party, so it was pretty cool to actually get back out there and play your trade a little bit and let people hear you and have some fun, interact with people. Even if it is socially distanced.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a good time, man. It was a real nice environment. Then I did a little bit of bird people watching, if you want to call it that. Observing people that say came in and out of Champers, and that was an interesting experience to just stand there and kind of watch people and
just
see what really goes on. Like everybody was trying to take a picture in front of the Champers logo, which I found particularly interesting in and of itself, and it kind of brought tonight's topic to my brain,
Oh well, don't let me stick up. Just before we get into it, everybody, you're watching The Senate. Shout out Victoria, she just joined the live. We are The Senate. You are now in Senate. Senate is in session. Go ahead and subscribe.
Correct.
like our video and everything like that. And also comment, just join the engagement and everything like that. Don't be ashamed, don't lurk. If you got an opinion, just share it and everything like that. Also, too, I want to tell people that are rewatching the stream, thank you very much for rewatching this video. Thank you for engaging us. And yeah, just go ahead, like the video if you like it, dislike the video if you don't. Share it if you like it, share it if you don't. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get engagement up. So let's get into it, partner. Now,
Yeah, man. Before we go
ahead.
further, right, Neil,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, because you spoke about just now in terms of the social sense, the haters must know. Yeah, they gotta know. Um, yeah, we really want thank you guys for tuning in and sharing your opinions and stuff like that. We encourage you to share your opinions in the chat.
Most
It's
definitely.
not often that we can keep up and read all of them, but we would definitely try to do that. We appreciate the engagement. We also, somebody made mention of the fact that the discourse is still respectful,
Mm-hmm.
even though the opinions may be differing.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely appreciate that. We try to keep the space respectful. We don't see Randy, my boy neighbor in the house. He escaped for 6 love the other night. But yeah, I will get you again. I will get you another time, neighbor. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so keep the discourse respectful in the chat room. We really appreciate that. We don't disrespect you, you don't disrespect us, so don't disrespect each other in the chat. We really appreciate the fact that our discussions are level-headed, respectful, generally intelligent. We appreciate that. So keep it going, right, guys?
Yes,
Over
sir.
to you, Neil.
Right. So with that being said, for those of you joining us who don't know, every Tuesdays and Thursdays we have our live shows. And before then, Derek would come up with something that he will post on his social media page, or pages, where we would discuss a topic. That is to drum up conversation, to start the dialogue going, and to let people know what we'll be speaking about on the day. So today is no different. I can hand it over to my boy Derek, and he is going to explain to y'all what we will be discussing on this fine Tuesday evening.
Right. So we've touched on the topic of relationships, money, man-woman dynamic. It's always it's always a funny area. They say that money is one of the big reasons for divorce as well. So I felt it, especially after my experience on Saturday night, I felt it important to touch on this again. And we asked the question tonight, how important is it for a man to provide financially in a relationship? Is he considered useless if he can't provide financially, right? And we would have spoken before, Neil. We would have done a show a couple of weeks ago. I think that's the episode of the financial date down. And we would have done that episode a couple of weeks ago. Let me just see if I can refresh my memory as to which episode it was exactly. Episode 43. So that was only a few weeks ago. This is episode 52. We would have done that show about the financial date down, women dating men beneath them. We can take a deeper look into that again down the road, because we got videos and stuff like that to show. But tonight we want to look at it from a different angle, because it seems as if sometimes the only purpose women see for men in a relationship is to provide, to sling some D and provide some money, right? And if he can't do either one of the two, he becomes a little less useful, right? And I felt it important to look at this particular phenomenon, I want to call it, because it is more prevalent than we want to admit. It is more prevalent than we want to acknowledge, right? I know we have a different kind of dynamic here in the Caribbean, also with the ladies in this particular chat. But I'm certain if we can show some video, we can roll some videos for you now, but I'm certain if they really think about it, they know somebody in their circle, even if it's not in their immediate friend circle, they know somebody who operates on this kind of level in terms of making the relationships with men very transactional. I'm borderline mercenary. So we gonna run some video and then we can come back and we talk about it. Good night, Jennifer. Seeing you popping up there.
Yeah. So you ready? Ready for the first one?
Yeah, man. Let me rock and roll.
All right.
Let me just move my mic so you don't get out of loop.
All right. No problem.
If you're broke when I meet you, you don't.
Good morning. I ain't gonna like this one.
Because
Women can't tell men how to be men. She can't raise a boy into being a man. So why are men telling women how to be women, how to dress, how to speak, how to act publicly, what to do for a living, and how they should be as women, period? Boy, if you want to be a then just say that.
but
As a man, you should find a woman that meets your criteria and your standards. If other women don't meet that, there's no reason to speak on them. Let these women live in their freedom.
and personally, it doesn't pay
My
off,
queens.
So I won't do it again. And it is what it is. It's not hard to find someone who makes twice what I make. I personally attract people who make like a whole spectrum. That being said, if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you.
Why do you let a man cheat?
I got
two. You told me
two
that
sets of
earlier.
audio coming in.
Oh,
If you're broke when I meet
right, let me
you,
start
you
again.
don't stand a chance.
apologies.
Because
What's broke to you? What is define broke?
you make less than double what I make.
Less than double.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a shit ton.
Okay.
But you should be making double what I make. That being said, it's because I've held broke men down. I've been played by broke men.
Okay.
And personally, it doesn't pay off. So I won't do it again. And it is what it is. It's not hard to find someone who makes twice what I make. I personally attract people who make like a whole spectrum. That being said, if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you.
Why do you let a man cheat when he makes more money than you? You told me that earlier, that when a man makes $1 million, he can cheat.
I told you I would side chick myself to a rich nigga.
Why?
Well, because I don't love a nigga I'm gonna side chick myself to, so there has to be some incentive, right? If I don't love you and your dick is mediocre, why else would I be here?
So you're only here for the money. So you're a gold digger.
If I'm a side bitch, yes,
So you're a
duh.
gold digger. So you're a gold.
I will treat a man who's broker than me the same way a man who's rich would treat me. I have the control. I will cut you off. You can't move around. And men don't like that. So I like men who make more money than I do. And it is what it is. I support my family. I support my household. I have a child who's 7 years old, happily living, whatever. I absolutely will not support somebody else. I don't even want you to make what I make, because if you fall into a bad, hard situation, I have to support you. You have to
You
make...
think that?
I know that. You have to make double, if
That's
not
what you've been
triple,
through.
if not
That's
quadruple.
what you've been through.
I never will ever support another man as long as I live. Why, as women, are we working so hard and grinding so hard when men don't care? We could slack off, we could be bums, and y'all would still wife us at the same rate that you wife us when we're grinding our asses off. Y'all don't care.
The question
so the reason is, the reason why we care...
The question is, why do y'all care so much?
No, we care
If
for
it's
our
about-
own
if
self-worth.
it's-
We
if
care
it's-
for
if
our
it's
own
love-
self-worth, and that's why I'm not carrying
If it's
no
love-
broke-ass nigga, because I've worked too hard.
It ain't about- it ain't
I've
about
worked
broke.
too hard.
So it's okay. So it's okay for a man to date a broke bitch, but it's not okay for a
No,
woman to date a broke nigga.
personally, if you're dating
That's
a
what you're
bitch
telling
who's
me?
broker than me, I think you're a joke. But that's your personal decision.
But love is love, right?
No, just letting you all know that this is a grown people space. I know some people may not like the abusive language or anything like that. And we personally on this page, Derek and myself, we try not to do too much swearing, but just know that not every content, every piece of content will be that censored. So don't worry about how it's delivered. Focus on the message. Anyhow, wow, is all I gotta say about that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I seen Victoria. She's saying that she sounds entitled. Yeah, she sounds exactly that. It amazes me, Derek. You know what? I can let you do the setup. I can let you do the setup. I think that's best. I think we work best with you setting it up and then we getting into it.
Yeah. Entitled. Yeah, I think that's the right word to kind of encapsulate everything. To say the least, entitled. It is truly interesting. Now, please note some of the things going on, right? She already has a child. She wants you to earn double what she earns. If not, you're considered broke. She also is saying if you can't, if you're on her level or below, and she decides to deal with you, she is intent on disrespecting you. Right? She's intent, that's going to be her thing. So immediately she has set up the groundwork for, again, just disrespect this man at any turn, right? That's it. Entitled is one word, toxic is another, because she's saying she is willing to be a side chick. Yeah. If she's essentially getting paid. Now, when we exchange sexual favors for money, right, Neil?
Mm-hmm.
When we exchange sexual favors for money, family, when we exchange sexual favors for money, there's a term for that. I don't want to use that term because, I don't want anybody to say that I'm judging this lady harshly or anything like that. But, they say if you walk like a duck, quack like a duck. Yeah?
Yep.
And I also found it interesting that the comfort level to say that you would like disrespect a man, one, you had no problem being a side chick, two, and it's just this hatred of men. I think there's a term for that. There's a term for that, ain't it, Neil?
No. I love you saying the hatred of men.
It just comes off as a little hateful.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think, and for my, this is my opinion, right? Because a lot of people feel like when we come on this show and we give our anecdotes and our experiences, that we are talking, I remember that one time that the people asked me who women I all dating, and I should change my dating pool, etc. Like I literally have had a woman tell me, like, yeah, she got enough friends. She don't want this woman that told me she loved me and everything. That woman told me, yeah, I don't need another friend. I need a man to support. I need a man to take over, to take charge. No, she was not telling me she didn't want to be with me because of that. However, some of the things that she was saying and some of the things that she was thinking about enduring for that, she wasn't looking to do straight up prostitution, or she wasn't looking to do something strange for a bit of change. But essentially, it was, I would tolerate a man and his ways if he would just help take some of the pressure and burdens of life off of my shoulders. And it is a strange thing, right? It is a strange thing to hear and see women. You say hate, and I think hate is a strong word. As a man, I know I like using hate very well. However, I would say it is interesting to see how dismissed we are in this society today, right? Like, we have been reduced to our wallet, what we provide financially. A lot of women say that men objectify women. Actually, a lot of people say that we men objectify women, and we pretty much boil them down to their private parts. And I find it funny because women, in the same token, they squish us down into our wallet and what we can provide, right? Or by the same token, our private parts as well. And people get into also, how dare you compare a woman's genitals to your wallet and financial success and whatever. There's no better involved, or there's no worse involved. Both of them are pretty much reprehensible to me, because while
reprehensible might be a strong word, because I'll say this right, Neil. At the end of the day, we know men want sex. Let me be upfront.
There's a demand,
right? Men want sex, and you say all the time women want stability, security, all them things that I don't really talk about. But yeah, Then words I don't really like. But it is what it is, right? And I do not fault. I really, as weird as it might sound to come from me, your favorite misogynist. Um, I don't, and I can't fault a woman for seeking out security, right? I can't. The challenge comes for me. G says it's not really hate, it's lack of appreciation and respect for men. Neil is going in the right direction with the antidote. Yeah. I can't and I won't fault a woman for seeking out security. My challenge comes in the bait and switch. Let me call it that, for want of a better word, right? Look at Brittany Renner, for example. Brittany Renner was up front. She said, look, if you want to come up, get an athlete. Cool. And we had a discussion about this, Neil, I think a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Offline, off ear. And you were making the point that she was disingenuous. I was making the point she was saying who she was saying who she is. But I understood upon rereading that conversation exactly what you were saying, in that if she had left it at, look, give me some money, I give you a child, sure, I give you a child for some money, we could work that. If it had remained as mercenary as that, as transactional as that, cool. But to your point, you made the point, she sold him on a relationship.
Yep.
She sold him on them being together, because there was a lot of rumor going around that they were actually married. They had actually gotten married and stuff like that. I don't think that part is true.
I don't think that's true either.
She has sold him on them building a life together.
The happily ever after.
Right. And securing the bag that way. And I have to agree with you. That part is particularly disingenuous. If she had said, listen, this is how I get down. Give me some money when the month come. I will be you, girl. I will pose as you, girl. Be cool. If she had said that, that's a different ball game. But for instance, you saying, baby, I love you, and we taking pictures and posing for the gram and all that. And then
they had a paternity shoot, B. They had a paternity shoot, B.
Yeah. You see, Raleigh's in the chat. Raleigh says, stop the comment. Just what they expected. Derek scarf is back, and it's everything. Back to regular program.
You say it's back? Is that so?
The scarf never leaves, man.
I mean,
the scarf doesn't leave.
I mean, there are three. If we really want to be technical, there are three hosts. So shout out to man like Snow, Jason Belgrave. Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, man. But she sold him on the idea of them being together, as you said, the happily ever after. And that is where my contention comes with these transactional relationships, right? I don't want to go too far into Brittany Renner, Dion. If you ask me what we're talking
about. You mean tonight or right now? Good night, Dion.
In this particular topic we're talking about, well, not topic, this conversation right now.
You're talking about Brittany.
Talking about Brittany Renner and her particular set of circumstances. She sold him on something else. And that is where it becomes a little contentious for me, because just say what you both, right? When they get to that ripe age and they say, you know, I had enough of working or whatever, and it's time to retire. And I want to decide, you know what? I want a young girl around the place to kind of hold it and shake it and make me feel sweet. We can enter into that kind of transactional relationship where it is, I know that you just wrong me because of what I can provide and you doing you think on the side. And as I said, hold it and shake it, make me feel sweet. And I cool with that, right? But don't come and telling me about, yes, sweet boy, I love you, your old self. Nah, man, you don't try to trick me with that there.
But
you know what I mean?
I believe most relationships are transactional in today's age.
Well, no need since you brought that up. Let's do a nice little segue into the next video. This is Pastor Poppy Dawn. I don't know
Man,
if anybody.
wait. Are
I
you
don't know if
ready?
anybody's you know you gotta be ready. I don't know if
Cha.
anybody's ever heard of the Pastor Poppy Dawn. I think that's his name. Yeah,
We watching all this.
yeah. We watching all this. We watching all this. Sugar Daddy style, Jason. Correct. That's how we getting down. Let me just mute my mic so I can hear my guy, the pastor. We going to church. Let's go, Neil. Let's roll. Let's roll it, Neil.
Good morning. I ain't gonna like this one. Women can't tell men how to be men. She can't raise a boy into being a man. So why are men telling women how to be women, how to dress, how to speak, how to act publicly, what to do for a living, and how they should be as women, period? Boy, if you want to be a then just say that. As a man, you should find a woman that meets your criteria and your standards. If other women don't meet that, there's no reason to speak on them. Let these women live in their freedom. My queens, keep that crown on your head and never let a man tilt it. Do not let these men that's never bought a woman a car, never bought a woman her first apartment, never bought a woman anything, never bought her a business. They don't even have women that you find attractive. Look at this history. Do we even have women that you feel like is competition with you, queen? Don't let these mediocre fucking men who have a free app to just give free advice put you down. You're still a queen, and there's a man that will do for you. Just because his ass can't do it, don't listen to him. Listen to your heart. Your love is a 1 in a million. Listen, if a man needs a partner to help you build his empire and needs a woman to help him grow, well, then it sounds like to me he needs you more than you need him. Know your worth and find a man that doesn't need help. You can't change a boy into a man, and you can't change a bozo into a king. You have a good day, though. Nigga got paid this week. Fucking think about you. Did he hit you off with that? But then he in your fucking text message talking about, hey, what's up? What you doing this weekend? You was on my mind. How the fuck was she on your mind? You ain't sending no fucking money, stupid. That's why it's always cool to keep a calm in case one of these dickheads don't fully provide. Stop think you can't be a player too. Keep 2 men until one of them want to over provide the other one. When one pays for everything, then you can have a man. Fuck out of here. Her Cash App and Zelle, and what's her full name and birthday? Book her a trip. If you really want her, do something different. Stop asking her to the movies, at the dinner. She can drive there herself. Do something no one else is asking her for. Take her on fucking vacation, you cheap, broke bastards. Otherwise, leave her alone. Let a rich demon come and get her. Oh, man, she need to be... Nobody want to hear about your spiritual future, motherfucker. She want to be on a plane getting back shots on a balcony. There's 2 things a woman want to hear. I don't know who needs to hear this, but these women are not your mother. They're not going half with you. They don't want to build up nothing with you. They want you to have the empire when they meet you. And they don't care about the, oh, that's why you're single and not married. Beat it, bozo. It's a new era of working class women. They got more businesses and sometimes make more money than most men. This ain't the 80s, dickhead. So see, you're going to find a woman that you can provide for or find one that wants less. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Just stay in your fucking lane and stop complaining. Have a good day, though, ladies. When a man loves a woman. If you hire a chef to cook for you 7 days a week, 3 times a day, that's $1,000. If you hire somebody to do your laundry, clean up after you 7 days a week, it's another $1,000. Add childcare in that, that's $1,000. But you don't believe in giving your wife allowance and taking care of her. You want her to go 50-50 with you, right? You have a good day and weekend. Good morning. He heard you the first time. You should never have to ask a second. That's too close to begging. Instead, go ask the second man and tell him to fuck himself. You have a beautiful day. Don't let a man trick you into the talking stage. The talking stage is an interview stage. What he does during that interview is who he's going to be during the fucking relationship. And don't get that shit twisted. So if he ain't tricking, he ain't got it. Find you a trick that's going to give you some treats. Because in the end, either you're going to waste your time talking and getting to know the motherfucker, which you do with your friends anyway, or you're going to be with a trick who's going to pay for everything. Look, you ain't waste no money and you ain't waste no time. I always love my mama. She brought me in this world. You only get one, you. Good morning. Men are only overprotective when they're broke and they know you can get more and you deserve more. Not because you're easy. You have a blessed Sunday, queens. So women are always asking me, hey, how do I know if a guy spends money? These men be out here lying. Before y'all go on the first date, text him and let him know you're getting your nails done. If he don't send you money for those nails, well, you shouldn't be going on that fucking date.
This is the first time in the history of this show, right? No, for those of you that don't know, normally what happens, Derek will send me content, and I would try not to watch it or read it. And I've seen a couple videos from this person, and I good night, Tara. Good night, Kevin. Shout out. Thanks for joining us. I see Martin, the host. Good night, Rianne. Thanks for joining us. Jason says, I don't endorse that comment about most relationships being transactional, at least not realistic. We can get into that. Victoria, don't call me by name. I know what you're trying to say. I understand. Jennifer. So let me talk with this man. I'm sorry, Derek, but you met me sitting on 4 minutes. I watch you 4 minutes and 13 seconds. You gotta hear my mouth here tonight. Women, ladies. No. I'm going to put it to you like this, right? Any woman that I am interested in, looking to date, any woman that comes across my timeline or anything like that, sliding my DMs or whatever, and I see her speaking anything remotely resembling what that man was talking about, you get him blocked and delete. You get unfriend and follow. I'm making my page private to you. Because let's jump into some of the things that he's saying, right? Ray, if you're showing Johnny's tonight, boy. Listen, this man says so many things that are just angering because he says this thing about be different, carry on her vacation, they got other men competing for you, show this woman that you are different and you this and you that and the next and the third. This man says in the interview stage, you gotta really show you both. You know, don't get caught up in the talking stage. It's an interview in the first couple of days. And yeah, we'll be both. This man says, you know, you're paying for your cleaner, you're paying for your maid, you're paying for your babysitter, you're paying for this, you're paying for that, you're paying for the third. You'll pay all of these individuals that money, but you will not want to give your wife or woman an allowance, right? I really would like to have a conversation with that man. Actually, no, I don't want to have a conversation with that man because if I did, I would get in trouble. What I would say is this, right? In all of what he says, he does not ever once mention what she brings, what she is doing. He says things like, a woman don't want to help build you up, or if you want a mother or something to build him up or whatever, or you know, a woman want the empire already made or whatever. So start asking the women to go 50-50 on certain things, right? I would ask that man, what are these women bringing to the table? What makes these women queens, right? You see, it's all fine and good to want what you want, right? It is all fine and good to feel empowered that there's no way you're not baking in that scarf. Means man's not hot. Yeah. He planned to be a shit.
Always cool, okay.
Yeah,
Always.
swag.
Got it.
Right. So, forgive me, people, but I really try my hardest to keep it cool tonight, to be stoic. I trying to pay it out to Derek, right? Stoicism. But this man is saying things like, Queen, you deserve more on what you bring. All I am going to ask people in general, you want what you want. There's nothing in the world wrong with that. You want a man to make 6 figures? Not a problem with that. You want a millionaire? Not a problem with that. You want a man to carry you up on a boat on a yacht and fly you to Amsterdam or wherever? Nothing wrong with that. What are you bringing to the relationship to deserve that? What are you bringing to the table to deserve that? And then, you want to carry your woman to this place, that place, this place, that place, the next, the third. You want to lavish her in gifts or whatever. You are treating her like a queen. Is she treating you like a king?
Whoa!
Because and let me get something straight here, you know. Treating a man like a king is not letting the man smash whenever he feel like smashing. Treating a man like a king is not, just cooking him dinner. Like, treating a man like a king is not sweeping the floors. You want to be treated like a king, right? At the top of the program, I would have played a song by Cardi B called Up. Why did I play that song? I literally heard that song today, driving to the gym. And there's a lyric in there that says, broke boys don't deserve no cat. Right? And I literally went home and I Googled the lyrics to that song. And I was like, and this is somebody that women listen to in the space and see as empowering females, right?
And here's the thing, Neil. Not, you would think, right? Because I know people in the chat want to know why we would look at something like this, right? But you see, it's not just him. You still got the Cardi B's of this world, the Meg Thee Stallions of this world. So yeah, he might be out there with it, but this is popular culture.
And
I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. That is lyrics from that WAP song.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's all right to say, to disregard it, because we are learned people in this chat for the most part. But there are some people
be making up the minority out there, Well,
there are a lot of people who take this kind of stuff as gospel. There are grown women in our age bracket, Neil, who look at Cardi B as an inspiration, as a role model, as whatever.
But you see,
so that is why we have to look at this kind of content and break it down and analyze it, so people can see what really out there,
And that's
as opposed to dismissing it.
No, this is what pisses me off about that gentleman, right? Because it's coming from a man. That's what's pissing me off the most. I'm not telling men to not speak out for women or on behalf of women, but there is that, and there is saying there's another. I can't even remember. He was talking about stripe. I can't remember, but one of the first videos I saw from him was like, "You want to say you're a man, that you're a king. You ask this woman out on a date, right? You ain't paying for her nails. You ain't paying for her hair. You ain't paying for the dress nor nothing like that. She gotta buy all of that herself to make a very good first impression on the date. Send her some money via Cash App so that she could get her hair done, her nails done, her dress done, that she could get her makeup beat back, right? The man is trying to say to men, and women are listening to this, send money on this is the first date, You want the woman to look good for the first date, you pay for her to look good on the first date, right? Meanwhile, the man showing up in his boxers, clearly in bed, ain't got no haircut, ain't shave. You know what I mean? Tanisha, you'd be surprised. We actually have a running theory on if he's married or got a woman. I think that he is doing this over the top behavior because he saw Derek Jackson and how much play he got, and he is just playing into his stereotype, being out there. I thought he was trolling, but if he's not trolling, I believe he's just doing it to, bag and tag. Because at the end of the day, when he put out his body count and, he gets the women and everything like that, a woman will say, oh, he's a fraud. He's not what I thought he was. I mean, he just looked like a troll. So he's not like Derek Jackson that trying to be a Christian man that has the morals of marriage and everything like that. But this gentleman is problematic, and I am telling you all no, right? I was watching something from Jordan Peterson earlier, and he was saying that, and this was an interview from 2 years ago. He was saying that men in this society have become disposable, right? We are disposable. We are reduced to our wallet. The same way women are reduced to their private parts by men, women reduce us to a dollar amount. And if we do not provide a certain level of lifestyle or support, and I'm not talking about I actually found out what a Birkin bag was recently, but I'm not even talking about a Louis Vuitton Birkin bag, trips to Ibiza. I'm even talking about those things. I'm talking about women want a lifestyle of comfort, right? As everybody does, right? Not everybody wants to own a yacht and a mansion in Sandy Lane or whatever. People just want to make sure the bills pay when the month come. And some women out there are using men, not in the direct sense of use, but they're using men essentially to provide the lifestyle they require, right? That is primary for them. And it is problematic to me when men like that speak on behalf of men and to men, because there are some men that will see that and say, you know, you got a problem. You're right, but I've been not having success with women. I'm young and impressionable. I need to spend money. Then there are women that will see that and say, you know what, I'm a queen, because he used buzz terms, queen. But one thing we don't promote enough, right? And I see it every now and then about a king. Keep your head up, black king. The world is beating you down, but we black women got you. But then the black women can turn around and say, if a man is on my level, he can get access. And I'm like, we gotta start defining things. We started this space to normalize certain things for men to get the conversation out there. What I think we need to do there is one of the things I would like to start doing in this program and in this space is to normalize talking about men being kings. We made the differentiation between men and boys, but we have to make the differentiation now between, well, what makes a king? Because if I am going to treat you a certain type of way, I'm not a rich man, but I'm going to provide a level of security, comfort, emotional stability, and everything for you, right? I'm going to be there for you come hell or high water. When I say I done with you, like 4 flat tires, I done with you with 4 flat tires. Do I make mistakes? I am human. I'm fallible. I got feelings and emotions and I handle things poorly. But that doesn't mean that I will not leave you or I would dismiss you or anything like that. And if I've made a mistake, I would do my best to hold myself accountable and to make amends for it as best as I can, whatever it takes. Right? Within reason. I am also considered, no, I gotta get this out there. I am also considered,
go ahead.
right? I also have a love of a bit of empathy in me and everything like that. I consider myself a king. I am rich now. And my son is calling me a king because he sees my profile pic and everything like that. And you're right. My son is right. I am a king. I am king of my world. And I am king of the people that are around me. I treat people around me with respect. If you come into my space, you gotta treat me like a king and I will treat you like a queen. Simple as that. I am not out here going to be catering to women, buying this lavish gifts and treating them like this and that and the next. Some of the videos I've seen recently, there was a woman, I don't even know if it's true or not, but this woman was like, yeah, this man, you know, in the beginning he was buying me Louis Vuitton bags and he was carrying me shopping and this and that and next. But now we've been together for 8 months. You know, the bags ain't coming as frequently, the trips ain't coming as frequently, and you know, he's not doing what I need in a man. My father used to take care of me like this and that and the next, and my man is to do that. We need to normalize men being kings. We need to empower men to do better. We need to encourage men to stop going about things in a haphazard manner. It starts with self. Do not be out here, because it wild in these streets, you know. It wild in these streets. A woman, I literally watched another video today while I was in the gym. I listened to Avant Preach. Shout out Avant Preach if they ever come across this video or whatever. But that man was talking about a video where a woman was having a blind date with a man. It was on a show, an English show. And the woman's, literally the first question is like, oh, hi, how are you? I'm good. How old are you? I am, well, let's say 29. The woman asks, how much do you make? How much do you
Straight
make?
up.
Right? So then the man was like, I make what you want to know how much I make or whatever. I find that very rude or whatever. But anyhow, you know, man stay good in the street. Man ain't poor, man ain't hungry, man get it. So then the man asked his question. Oh no, the woman asked a follow-up question. Would you have sex on the first date? And the man said, yeah, if she asking me things like how much I make. And then she was taken aback. She said, oh, well, if you would hit on the first date, that means that you ain't got no value. You would just, no, sweetheart, if you're going to be asking me about my wallet on, well, like, not even on the first date, the first 2 questions is how much money I make. And your response to that is, oh, I want to make sure I'm stable. I need stability and financial security and this and that. Next, you might want to know if you get sex regular, though. And I ain't trying to boil this down for tit for tat or whatever, but let's be honest. Let us talk about it in its totality. We are being reduced to our wallets. There are some men that can't get on the ride unless the wallet is this fat. Right? Yes, when I want a man, and I've come to find out right there, I come to learn, right? I can retort things here tonight. I come to learn, right? That the women don't want, that's not the price. This start over, yeah, you want a man to be financially secure, this like next to 34th, 5th, right? Yeah, I got it like that, sweetheart. I got a black card. I got money. Got a big car, big ride, mansion, everything like that. But as Tanisha Cross says one time, if you sick and vomiting, you need somebody to wipe your tail. Right? That man can do it for you. That man can open the door for you. That man can romance you. That man can talk to you about your problems, your dreams, your goals, your trauma. Good, bad, and indifferent. Will the man always be there? They come to realize that they got all the money in the world, but the man don't pay them the money. The man don't pay them the money. All of a sudden, no. Look at the first episode of Afterlife. Not Afterlife, Sex Life. Woman had a gap model. A gap model she had for a man that making 6 figures, I am sure. And she want more. So when women come with this, he gotta make this, I want a broke man, this and that, the next, the third, and your first, one of your top 2 priorities is the man must be financially secure and this and that, the next, it pisses me off. Because if I say in my first 2 things that I want a woman, right, that every time I say bust, you gotta open your legs. Oh, you misogynistic. Oh, you carry back the 60s. Oh, you patriarchal system. I am tired of it. I am tired of it. Sister ain't quite there, boy. Causing.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Neil, people, to that point about her, the girl on the date and stuff like that, relationships are deals, right? Relationships are deals. I know it sounds a little cut and dry to say it like that. I know it sounds a little black and white to say it like that, but relationships are deals. And if you're going to ask straight up, because we did this, I think it was a topic on my Facebook page before we actually started doing the show. If a woman is concerned about a man's financial security or something like that, should the man be concerned with her body count? And we juxtapose the two. And that got Facebook in a rage. People do the dog in the comment section and all that stuff.
Yeah, people done
it was, but here it is now, Neil. You see that guy went on a date, and he essentially asked the same thing. You asked him about my wallet, so talk to me about the action. What can happen? Because you want financial security, I want sex. Can we make a deal? Can we strike a deal? And that's all relationships really are. And unfortunately,
I disagree, but I can tell you why.
People have reduced relationships down to those bare bones.
Ah, okay.
Of it.
Yes.
There's so much more that goes into a person.
Yes.
Past that.
Yes.
People looking at the stuff that they need.
Right now. Because I think you mentioned a little earlier about people want to be able to pay the bills and stuff like that. I think we've gone past that to now people want to live in luxury. So when you mentioned the Birkin bags and Louis Vuitton and all that stuff, I found that particularly interesting because that stuff is not necessary. I got a friend of mine, she would tell you she'd buy SSLV, a Swan Street Louis Vuitton. A Louis Vuitton.
Right? It's what you're saying there.
A Louis Vuitton.
All the same things. People can't really tell the difference unless they really know the stuff. You know what I mean? But some people want the genuine article. Right? I told you I went to Choppers on Saturday night. And you could tell the difference between the people that were custom going and the people that were clearly there for like the first time. People that kind of like empty out the wallet and the piggy bank to get in there that particular night. Right? And I asked myself, was it necessary? You know? If you can't hack it at that level, what's wrong with kind of just, being comfortable with less? And I think we've moved because of the influence of social media so much. We have now moved to the point where if I ain't living in luxury, I ain't living at all. And if the
because people want to live for the gram.
People living for the gram. If the person I'm with can't put me on that level to live in the lap of luxury, you serving no purpose. So the protection that a man will provide, that is moot because I can't really show no protection for the gram. You know what I mean? You come and buy food for me to cook in here. But I can't put me slaving over a stove. And I use the word slaving.
Yeah.
Deliberately. You can't show me slaving over a stove to feed my family. Nah, you gotta carry the family in choppers. Because that is what gonna get clicks and likes. That is the culture in which we live nowadays. And that's what we need to recognize. You see, Dion was in the chat earlier and she was making some very interesting points.
Okay.
Right. She's saying they're trying to attract y'all being men. If y'all ain't done with this life, left them out. And I agree wholeheartedly. That's why I say it to you, to men. You have to stay on your purpose, right? And do, as bad as this sounds, ladies, man, you gotta put yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. So if you ain't got nothing, you can. There are too many men out there running themselves in debt, paying a lot of foolish loans. I only yesterday went to on the court and one of the fellas was as soon as I got there, I caught the tail end of the discussion with a man paying rent for a woman, paying for hair and nails and them kind of things. And shoot, I got another story. A guy he went through, he was supporting his household as a dutiful husband, going without repairing certain things that he didn't deem necessary because he was making sure the household was taken care of. And then he got the backlash on the end when the wife finally decided it was time to go into the workforce or whatever. She went into the workforce. And who did she support? Who did she look out for? Herself immediately. All right. So he, for example, he drew the example of him, his shoes needed resoling, and he put that on pause because the money had to be redirected into the household. Because she wasn't working, she was studying. As soon as she got a job, the first thing she did was buy a whole wardrobe of clothes. You know what I mean? With no consideration to saying, all right, babe, I got it this time or whatever. Right? So why we have to come and we have to talk about people like Papi Dawn and Cardi B and stuff like that. That's the macro. Again, that's the stuff that's out there in a fishbowl because it's social media, it's popular media, it is pop culture. It's there for everybody to see. But everything is scale. I say that every week. It's scale. And you can pull from that, from the macro, and when we come down to the micro, we got people that live in the same way. Right here in Barbados, we got people that are living the same very lives. It's just that instead of buying Mercedes Benz, they're buying a Honda or saying
a Swift.
Or a Swift. This man talking about buying a woman a car. And there is a man whose wife drives a top of the line car, and he's driving an open back Suzuki van. And he is leasing that vehicle, and he cannot make the lease payment. Sorry, he's making the lease payments, but how? He got to bend over backward, break his back working to make the lease payment so that she could drive a car and he in an open back Suzuki van. So this is why we talk about this stuff, because it's important. Yeah, I know some of you would like to think it's as simple as saying, oh, if they ain't got the sense, why we talking about this? Dismiss it. We can't.
No, we can't because y'all make up. It seems
the
minority because, and that's why it's important to have this forum, right? Because it ain't for me to have this back and forth for me to say agreed, Neil, agreed, Derek, we agree with you, Cross, we agree with you, Jennifer, we agree with you, Jimmy. No, it is for y'all to take what's going on here. We have the discourse and y'all bring the other people and share it with other people and call out the behaviors. Because we are living in a very material world to the point now relationships are transactional. Right? So we living in a world where, you know, shout out Dicey in the house, like bro. I see it's very interesting that we live in a society now where we want things that just don't make sense, yo. I am telling you, a lot of women are out here talking about finances and how important and how much it is for this and that and the next and the third. You get with another man and the man providing the lifestyle you want, whether it be a modest lifestyle, not modest, but whether it's a, you know, as Derek said, you buying a Swift or you buying a Mercedes. And then all of a sudden the man is checking for you. So me know that, struggling artists being there, we try to make ends meet or whatever. You know what I mean? Y'all ain't want to chat with me, but we treating you like queens. We respecting you. We listening to you. We rubbing you back. You know what I mean? We curl up watching your favorite rom-com. We talking pillow talk. We cuddling. We doing all sorts of things. Having instead of me carrying you champers, I being thoughtful and buying gifts on your birthday and for Christmas that you said that you wanted and needed and really enjoyed. Right? I encouraging you your passions. You want to be an accountant, and I encouraging you to go and get the lessons, go and do this. I give you information and this and that and that. I speaking life into you, I help you fulfill your dreams and everything like that. But you don't want that? Not right now. But then, when the man give you everything, and you say, well, babe, I want to be an accountant. Man, you want to be what's wrong with you? You got everything you want to be. Like, you stressing about? You want to go and work for what? You want to be an accountant for? You can't be happy? You better hush and keep less noise in here. Then you gonna come back to me and talk about, hey, big head, I miss you. That is a big hell no. That is a huge hell no. So again, I say every so often, I don't want to create a vacuum chamber here. People that are watching this, share this video, like and subscribe. Take a moment and do that now. Subscribe. For those of you that are rewatching, thanks for rewatching. You can also subscribe and like and everything like that. Granted, you may not be here for the live, but you could comment as well. But anyhow, the point is, we're trying to get. I told this just before the podcast. I want this platform to go to a level where we can have a wide voice to speak to men and women about these things, because we got children, we got friends, and I want my son coming to tell me, well, daddy, I want, I can work 2 jobs here because I gotta try and buy my woman a car. But then when the woman come here, don't play the food free nor nothing. You want to be treated like a queen, you're treating your man like a king. I say this every time. My main life motto is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat people as you want to be treated. That is my that is my fundamental principle in life. Right? So treat me how you want to be treated. You want to be a queen? You want to be my queen?
But I don't mean you gonna be the king, you might be servant.
No, brother man. No, brother man.
Or even the court jester.
No, brother man.
But I don't mean that you can be king.
No, brother man.
I see Cross here. The chat Cross is saying, I wish people would separate entertainment from reality. I love a Cardi B bought for dancing / fitness. Insert twerk here. But I don't take what she says seriously because those aren't my values. And that is the point.
Speaking like a logical person.
But the reality is, there are a lot of women, and I saw my guy Anti-Social made the point earlier, a lot of women that you would not even expect, right, following this kind of thing. I don't know. I know that this might be a different reality. This might be a different reality for some of you to grasp because, as you said, these are not your values. This is not your reality. But there are women out there, and I am certain the men can testify to this, that there are women out there who, if they allowed it, the women would take them to the cleaners. And men, if you agree with me, put some ones in the chat. Let me see there now. Right? There are women out there who tell you straight up, what have you done for me lately?
What have you done?
Going on but the rent. You know what I mean? So this stuff is real, and I know, it might seem like insipid banality for you all, and it might seem a little bit vapid for you to go sit down and listen to what is outright rot at the end of the day, because you all could decipher and look and see that it is rot. But there are some people, even in our age bracket, who
even
cannot
with
discern,
degrees, even with doctorates, even with
yeah,
masters. No, let me get tapped. These are
that
only
cannot decipher and decode
be
that
hit.
that is, as you say, entertainment. They can't pick it up. So they see that stuff as gospel. They look at Cardi B as an inspiration and a role model. I had an ex who used to fret all the time and tell she, but Cardi B is the biggest thing and a role model for the girls nowadays. And she used to say, yeah, she had another word for Cardi B that was not role model-esque. But I used to tease her with that. You know what I mean? But everybody can't recognize that. Everybody can't appreciate that. That is,
Because it's a mood, it's a vibe, it's
it's a
empowerment.
vibe.
It's empowerment. I want to be a bad beat today.
Yeah. And shoot, even Cross saying insert twerk here. You realize everybody know is a stripper. And
Scripper.
everybody want to be a stripper. So much so that pole dancing now has become an exercise class. And the stigma associated with pole dancing has been removed. So people twerking any and everywhere. Lizzo went to a basketball game and bustle in a twerk. And a basketball game
What?
in the name of female empowerment.
Oh, don't get me start. Don't get me start. Oh, don't get.
Full
Oh,
type. We ain't going down that road tonight.
oh, don't even start here, though.
So this is why we have to dissect these kind of things and put it out there for people to see. There are men out here in Barbados, in this very Barbados, who lead with their wallet, right? I saw Tara mention of that. He says one of the most disgusting things to me is a man who leads with how much money he makes. And it's with that. Why do men lead with that? Because it has shown. Okay.
It has become the standard.
Not only that, it's widely accepted, right? If you selling okay, let me see you go down to Tampa, you are selling pork chops. You go down one day, nobody don't buy. You go down there, second day, nobody don't buy. Third day, the Rasta man annoyed, they run you with a sword. The fourth day, you going back. No, because you recognize ain't working. But if you go down and you can't start little parties and you may lock them up the first day, the second day you going back because you get sales. It works. It works, so you going back with it. So men gonna leave with the wallets. Why? Because it works. It might not work on you ladies in the chat, but guess what? It works. And even if in the chat, you can say it ain't working for you, but we stop with the environment all the time. And the environment, we know the environment can't step to certain women because you can tell me it's the educational level. He ain't on the same educational level as you, but we all know it is education and resources as well. You can't trick me, but I see you. I see you. Can't trick me. Yeah? So we gotta highlight these things because this is what it is. Women will seek out men who can provide and protect and provide however you want to look at it. Men will pursue women that they want to have sex with.
Just a quick question to the chat, particularly women. How would you feel about a woman? How would you feel about women leading with their privates? Like that is their go-to. They want to get a partner, 2 legs in the air.
But Neil, let's not pretend that doesn't happen.
No. I know it happens. But that's the point. The point is that it is funny. Like this society, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, right? And I don't even know, because there could be a whole lot of conspiracy theories or whatever. But you see, this society, I feel as though it is so strange to the point where there are times where, and I ain't this ain't a lion or nothing, as we study cat, right? I just literally lie down in my bed sometimes and wonder, this ain't what the forefathers envisioned, This ain't, granted they may have had a very oppressive or more disgusting future plan.
Patriarchal.
Yeah, true.
Patriarchal system.
Patriarchal, but I can't imagine that this is what we come to. Like, consider, right? We've gone from one extreme to the other. We've gone from the extreme of men courting women, waiting before marriage, sending letters, falling in love.
Not an antiquated need. Nobody doing that there anymore.
Right. We've gone from that to know how much money is meant. You could do for me. I dare no man that don't do this. I just don't understand. And then what's really blowing my head is that years later, you see these women hit me with the Keisha, man. Hit me with the Keisha.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord, but her Lord, I'm so sorry.
I wonder where all the good men going. I wonder why all of my friends get married but not me. Why I can't find a good man like you. You understand? How many good men you let go because they don't do this, they don't do that, they don't look like this, they don't provide that. Like at some point, right? And this term settling, right? It just pissed me off too, because it is like if I settle for a person that treats me well, doesn't make enough money, but treats me like an actual genuine human being and does their best to provide a lifestyle that is comfortable financially and all the other leaves, you settling for this man. Because your standard is the man gotta be 6 foot, the man got rock hard abs, the man got wood down to his knees, the man has to make in a whole heap of money that he could carry you to Europe. The man gotta be making change, the man gotta be all these things. But as soon as you take away one of those things that ain't how you want it, ain't ideal for you, you settling. We gotta stop this foolishness, man.
My man Steve said just there, he has never seen a who has the best church clothes post or IG yet.
They sure them out there though.
With regard to the IG thing, because as you say, women lead it with a body. I just say, ask if you've ever been on IG. It's been happening for a while. Everybody kind of thirst trapping. So again, we living for the gram. So as Steve said, you can't put who got the best church clothes for IG. So I gotta put up, my best assets on IG. I gotta put them up on the gram. So I gotta come up with my little 2-piece or my 1-piece if I a little subconscious. You know what I mean? I gotta make sure I got the girls on display or the legs on display, depending on which is your more prominent part or your backside.
I gotta do my photo shoot half naked, if not naked.
So this is the stuff you sell. Because please, ladies, before you start, do not come in the chat here and tell me that they are posting it because it has nothing to do with getting validation and attention.
Body positivity. Female empowerment. It's all about
body positivity and female empowerment. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because we all know that there's a phenomenon going on that if your picture don't get a certain amount of likes, let's take it down. We know this.
If you have trauma where you have insecurities about your body to the point where you have to use Instagram to help heal that trauma, you are doing it wrong.
So you go there, you put yourself out there. You know what I mean? Essentially advertise. You advertise. And then you get that dopamine hit from all the likes and stuff like that.
Oh, Justin Clark, don't start me.
When you get the attention that you don't really want, the attention from people that you don't want attention from, then you upset and you come and you blast the men on Facebook or IG. Oh, these thirsty men in my DMs.
Oh, look, yo.
You know what I mean?
Yo.
So, fellas, we need to be more discerning. Let me speak to the gentlemen. We need to be more discerning and a little slower to leave with our wallets. And I don't want it to come off as if I'm telling you not to provide for anything for a woman, but I'll say this. You need to treat yourself like a king first. Build yourself up to king status in your own world, as Neil said.
Say that
Make
again,
sure
Derek.
you are
Say
king.
that again, Derek. Say
Build
that again.
yourself up to king status in your own world.
And they can play the
Right?
church music called You Deserve Church
Right?
tonight.
Go
Go
Bring
ahead.
it, brother.
Go ahead.
Right? Build yourself up to king status in your own world. That way, you know what it is you will and will not tolerate. You will understand what is and is not good enough for you. Right? And then you have to be discerning. No, you have to, as I said, build yourself up. And when you operate on a certain level for yourself, when your queen presents herself, he who findeth a wife finds a good thing, says scripture. The supposition being that she has to be a wife first. Now, this is me talking about marriage, believe it or not. But yeah, he who findeth a wife find a good thing. Find a good thing. So when you find a wife, a queen, for those of you who don't want to get married, right? Find when your queen presents herself to you, she can benefit from the level at which you operate. She can benefit because you have brought yourself up, as opposed to you floundering somewhere down there. She come along and then we can talk about this here too, because we got a video from Love Dorsey. We can continue this discussion on this. We can look at Love Dorsey, right? And she talks about building yourself up as a man first. And then because you're accustomed going to Champers, you don't go break your wallet or break your back to make money to go in Champers. Champers is your default. If Champers is your default already, gentlemen, good to you, kudos to you. But whatever level you're accustomed operating on, she can benefit from that, as opposed to you putting yourself out to bring both of you up and hanging it higher than you can reach it. So build yourself up first, fellas. If Pink Star is your level, operate at Pink Star. Find a woman that can operate at Pink Star level with you. If you was a Pink Star man and she is a Tides woman, well, that ain't for you. When you build yourself up to Tides, you will find somebody else, because it ain't gonna be that same. You will find somebody else who operating at Tides level to roll with you. But it has to start with you as the man first. You have to build yourself to that point.
Hallelujah.
Where it is, you can say, this is how I operate. What you bring in here, I want no part of. I ain't tolerating. Kick rocks. I cool. But it can't happen, gentlemen, if you looking to deal with women first before you have brought yourself up with your bootstraps. Right? Build yourself up first. Any number can play thereafter. Yeah.
Hallelujah. 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 I honestly could not have said it any better. You know. Yeah. I literally could not have said it any better. Just, man, work on yourself. Treat yourself like a king. Don't mind the haters. Well, I hate the term haters. Sorry, detractors. And yeah, what you put up there and what you treat yourself as, you will get back. Because if you treat yourself like a king, you can be discerning enough and say, you know what? Not this one. I need a woman that always on the gram talking about sometimes, life gets hard, but with a good book, I like to, pick myself up on these days and do a lot of self-care. And you in a bikini, in a back shot position, reading the book. And then when you slide in, because kings don't slide into DMs. Kings don't comment thirsty things. I don't care what y'all think, true. Right? Kings do not slide into DMs. So if you know that you're a man that slide in, talk about, babe, I like how you reading that book in that back shot, that bikini, right? Oh, but these men so thirsty. I can't understand why these men just want to come and why you come about your place with these things. And I just be like, what's your goal here, sweetheart? You just want the validation, is what you're saying. And we got we gotta do better, man. Man, We gotta do better because I feel that the reason why we're in this situation, I'll be very honest with you. I think the reason why we're in this situation is because we allowed it. We have allowed ourselves to be treated this way. We've led with our wallet. We have had to be competitive. Know that women have become empowered and fought for equal opportunity in the workplace and in society. We have felt a need now to emphasize certain things and to showcase certain things, and everything is amplified now. And I would say that we gotta be very careful, man. We kind of open this door on ourselves, so we gotta stop it. All this, a man chasing a woman, you don't chase nobody if they want to be caught. When it was chasing Hall, you think Hall the one get cat?
Nope.
No. So be very cognizant of this chasing mentality, leading with your wallet, because essentially leading with your wallet is setting a trap. You essentially putting cheese under a box with a string. You understand? And a stick. Where at me right inside the box. That's all you doing. So
Cross is there say I disagree about what women choose to post. Leave them to post what they want. Scroll by what you don't like. But the thirst in the DMs is real, as is abuse and harassment. Okay. It's actually pretty terrifying.
No, I agree with you, Tanisha. Post wherever you want, post.
I agree.
But
men, hold firm. Hold firm, man.
I don't even like
it.
I don't even like, sir. Listen, I'll be very candid here. I'm in many group chats with many men. Every day, it is guaranteed that I will get an Instagram link with a beautiful looking woman in next skin to nothing. Right? Neil Hoyt does look. Neil Hoyt may say, oh, wow.
It's very nice.
But Neil Hoyt, very nice. But Neil Hoyt is not liking. Neil Hoyt ain't commenting. Neil Hoyt ain't sliding. Right. Nothing so. If I don't know you, I ain't sliding in. And even if I do know you, I ain't sliding. Because all you are doing, man, is giving this woman encouragement.
An overinflated sense of self.
Delusions of grandeur.
Or adequacy.
Of adequacy, exactly. So we used to start this. You know, we can't help. We can't call him my sexy friend. Stop that. One is disrespectful, and two.
Well, to be fair, I still do that, but I would do that with somebody like Dion.
Fair.
So I do that, Dion.
I actually, you know, it's funny. I don't normally do it, but I did it one time to a person I know. Very good, attractive woman. And it was my sexy friend. And I could see it in her face. She didn't want to look, and she get things. I said, oh, so you forget where you come from and who you know. So when she looked around, she laughed and everything like that. But in all seriousness,
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. But in all seriousness, right, men, stop catcalling women. Because one, it is rude and disrespectful, and two, it gives that woman validation for her to say, look at these men thirsty. They cannot see a woman are coming. They may got no control. You understand? Because check another thing women really want, you know. Want a man to be steady, to be resolute, to have control of self. You understand? When you get on these platforms and liking and sliding and, good morning, queen. I see, like, let's say Dion recently for her birthday, well, not recently, but a few months ago, Dion had put up pictures for her birthday, right? Look very attractive, look very nice, right? I like them on social media and everything like that. But let's say, I know Dion, let's say I took it a bit further, I slid in Dion's DMs. So, wow, Dion, you're very attractive, you're so sexy and everything like that. And subsequently to that, good morning, queen, I hope you well. Have a blessed day. What are you doing? What are you doing? What's happening? What was happening? You're not moving with intention. No, if you feel compelled to do that, then you say, hey, Dion, how you're doing? Are you seeing anyone? I would like to take you on a date. Would you be interested? And that's if you feel compelled to go in the DMs. If you don't get any DMs to sit up, what are you getting there for?
Yeah.
What are you getting there for? The woman doesn't know she look good. I ain't care what nobody tell me, right? She may have
Yeah.
insecurities.
Well,
She may have no, hold on. She may have insecurities, and she may not necessarily feel 100% confident in her body all the time. But guaranteed, I've heard women say this: look good, boy. Can I let you miss? Clicks.
mm-hmm.
You understand? Feeling cute today may break somebody's heart. I don't know. You understand? So at the end of the day, men, you have to be resolute. You have to be resolute. Do not chase women.
Pursue.
Pursue women. And when you are pursuing women, do not lead with your wallet, because if you lead with that standard, it will become just that, a standard.
Yep. And ladies, please don't leave with the sex, because if that's what you leave it, well, that's if that's all you should man, but that's all you can think you got.
And then,
You know what I mean?
then later on, the juggling you talk about,
Or you objectified.
right? And a whole that's all I am to you. Every time you see me, you just want to have sex.
The honest here say she would not respond. She would not respond if it was cat call her. So you know what I mean?
I was just about to say, Dion, next time you are seen on the road.
The next time.
My sense friendly glasses. Or all of a
The
sudden.
next time. As a matter of fact, it's like me at DMs tomorrow.
Nah, it's letting the boy DMs.
Good morning, Queen.
Nah, I can't do it. I can't take that with a straight face, dog. I cannot say good morning, Queen, have a blessed day. I hit enter. I can't do that.
That's the line. Have a
I
blessed
can't do that.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
Well, Dion, you would approach accordingly.
Lord have mercy. Guy night for we've been watching the Set It podcast. I don't think we need to go much further. We got some stuff though that we think could kind of make things a little later. We had a fairly heavy discussion tonight, so I felt like we needed to have I don't know what to call this segment just before we wrap up, but it's going to be a little later, even if it isn't triggering.
Mm-hmm.
We got one already from the 800.
Yeah, you want me to put it on screen now?
Yeah, you can put that on screen.
Good morning. I ain't gonna like this one.
Oh.
Women can't tell men how to be men.
Sorry about that. You could go ahead and read that. Forgot to mute the video before.
Tonight's theme, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm more than a few seconds behind for some reason tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So it should pop up on my screen anytime soon. I sent you another one there just now.
Yo.
Yeah, so this lady says, if I am getting $800 in child support, $700 going to me and my needs, how can I be a good mother if I am not feeling and looking right? Go ahead, sweet girl. Mm-hmm. Do your thing.
Do your boo-boo.
Yeah, Cross, I slid in you DMs tomorrow too.
Not me.
Look for me in the DMs.
The next one should be up.
Look for me in the DMs. Right. Men don't actually know what makes women happy. It will tell you security, affection, love, attention, respect, and you, in short, salary.
Next one should be up.
You got a whole set of these. Some hilarious, some not so hilarious. And in an attempt to get them on my phone, I just share all one thing.
Next one should be.
I ain't seeing it yet. Okay. Yes, why must I, a hot girl, have to work so hard? I need answers, man. Yeah. I tell you, this stuff happens for real.
On the daily.
Yeah. On the daily. Let's roll the next one, Neil.
Your next one up already. It's just a DDD, so.
Right. So this one was particularly interesting. My boyfriend makes 80 to 85K a year. I'm literally flat broke from not being able to work for a month before I got this job. We live together. This man literally won't even loan me money for groceries without me promising to pay him back 5 times. Like, why am I alone in this? Where is the team? Where is the team?
Oh,
Let's
Bamba Club.
let's check out some of the responses. Don't let me do that to you, Neil. Yeah, bless up, Dice. They give a shout out there, Neil.
Yeah, shout
He's
out Day,
enjoying
man.
the discussion.
Well, thanks very much, man. Just hit a subscribe, everybody. Just subscribe. Let me get some
Yes.
engagement going on.
So the ladies in the chat, the ladies are saying, sounds like you single to me, sis. Choose single, sis. He guilty. Her man don't like her. Sis, you're single. Yeah, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
Hey, big tune.
That's right. We got the Undertaker. Deanna saying these posts make her get off social media because the urge to respond is real for me. Yeah, we go next one, Neil?
Yeah, everything up already. It's just a delay, man.
She said, I wouldn't be typing, I'd be walking. Sounds like you got yourself a roommate, baby. Leave him. That's your roommate, not your man. He know you all together. That's funny.
Next one up already.
I just find these and the response is particularly funny. And the encouragement that she's getting to.
Look at the likes and replies, people. All you gotta do, look at the likes and replies.
And this one was for the shade room, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a roommate, move out. Why are you still in the relationship? If you all live together, why would you need a loan for groceries in a house that he gotta eat in as well? LOL. So she's single with a roommate. Run, sis. I'll tell you, I do know a woman who is in a situation where she wanted to leave, but she didn't. Why? Because she couldn't afford to live a particular lifestyle. So she stayed. You know, and that happens more than we would want to believe. That there are women who can't get out of their particular circumstances, so they stay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my old guy. It was great and all, but I like them no sugar daddy ever Walmart door greet her.
Oh, Bamba Club.
Yeah, old boy already got the action and he's cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Girlfriend's face is buried in the pillow. Guess she's feeling the shame now. When you ask him to help you out with your rent, he pays the landlord directly, not knowing you call the salon and set your hair appointment. Just sitting there with a bottle of liquor and you're stocking on. Dion says, so if she wasn't working, how was she eating? How the utilities getting paid? Man, what the... Stop posting these things for my peace of mind.
No, people. No, people. You got to take in the learning because we want you all to tell your friends, to tell their friends, to tell their friends. Keep sharing, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting, and bring them. Because trust me, you all know them.
Yeah. When you're tired of working 40 hours a week, waking up before 7 a.m. and can barely afford to put gas in your car. People make deals. People make deals. As Justice said, splendid daddies unite, man. People make deals. Told you. It wasn't it, Jimmy?
The next one should be on screen.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Cross. You can't approach every situation as if people operating logically. Well, people operating logically for them.
Mm-hmm.
What you would do because of your particular circumstances is not what these people will do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Math problem of the day. If George is 73 and his girlfriend is 26, how much money does George have? Can anybody calculate that for us quickly? That'd be great to know. If somebody could find out how much money George really has.
You gotta give it the Jeopardy music.
It's true. The names are made up, but the problems are real. So let me read the math problem of the day. If George is 73 and his girlfriend is 26, how much money does George have. I think a more appropriate one for that would be. Never say a truckload. Jimmy says about 100K less than yesterday.
Oh, hilarious.
Right?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I think both of those responses are true. But before we go, Neil, I just want to bring a little bit of levity to the situation. We talked about people being entitled and all that. So I want to.
You sending something else?
You know, I'm sending something else. And I think we need to do a segment on this, Neil, with dating profiles or something like that.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny, anyhow, we gotta talk off here, but there is some other content, man, that we want to produce. We're gonna be working on that, something not necessarily live pre-recorded, but it is going to be interesting just the same. So let me just save this and thing. While I get this on screen, you can take this time to subscribe, share, like.
Because we were talking about this just now, right, Neil? So this is the very next one. You can post this first.
Which also don't post what you're just saying first.
Nah, not that one. We can deal with that after the fact.
All right, then we'll.
You just spoke about that, right? So we can get on screen. Come on, man. Stop laughing, man. Come on.
So put that last one first.
Yeah, put that last one first.
Baba Clot. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me get it right. I love it. All right, y'all ready for this?
Y'all ready for this? We just spoken about this, people. We just spoken this. I hope my drum roll is, You on screen, you?
Yeah, we on screen.
Yeah, but she's not getting enough attention on her Facebook post. New haircut.
I love it. Let me put that other one.
It's funny because it's true. So let's look at the two of these before we go off boards. You're watching the Senate podcast on YouTube. And like, comment, subscribe, share the videos as well. Let's see, we up to 53 subscribers, Neil. Last I checked, I think we were at like 49 or something like that. So big ups. Thank you to those of you who joined tonight. We really appreciate it. Keep joining. Keep sharing it with your friends.
Tanisha saying, wait, nobody said, no one said Dipsy Doodle on the shirt.
For the whole show. Yeah.
Yeah, so
No one. I think this was not a Dipsy Doodle show.
No, actually, they got some boy Dipsy Doodling, and that was that man that talked big junk that we put the video up. He Dipsy Doodling. Right. All right, let me put this other one here. Yeah, we on screen.
Cool. Because this, and I tell you, this is why we got to look at this stuff, because, as Justin says, the names are made up, but the situations are real.
This is real life.
This is what is 6 to 7 figures a year. Probably 7 figures for sure. So I am so far behind. Okay, here, this is Marie. Marie is 30. And she says, I'm pretty easygoing, ambitious, love a good laugh, and I'm loyal to those who are loyal to me. I'm an intellect and hate dull conversations. I'm a mother of 5 and my children come first, and I just want to travel and make memories. Where are the good guys?
Where are the good men gone? I put the
Marie, I suspect you're going to be
All alone by her lonesome self.
for what?
the other one
Yeah,
on screen.
awesome. For those of you who are just a little behind, like I am, hopefully we can get more of these dating profiles. I find because this is a dating profile. I
You
find these.
re-
I'd love to get more of these. I find them particularly hilarious. So this is Tina.
Mhm.
Tina's 23. She says, "Oh boy, I'm pregnant as F. So if you can't handle that, don't even swipe. Having a little girl in May. Figured maybe it's time to get back out there with all my baggage. Please don't waste my time.
I want to talk about this, Derek. I want to talk about this. We can't stop this
Yeah.
show. We cannot end this show because I saw this earlier this week. And I
Yeah,
cannot.
big up Justin. Justin sent me this one. So big
Right,
up Justin.
right. I can't let this one pass. You getting back out there, big pregnant, and you got the gall, the
Unmitigated temerity.
temerity to say, "Don't waste my time." The social media got some of these people who here acting the right fool here, and you see these women like, "You go, sis. You go, sis." Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we appreciate your candor, your intellect, your discussion, your commentary. But what we need from you is we need you all to share, and we need you all to get and bring one of friends. I know what else to say to that because we're all like-minded in this chat. For the most part, we all kind of on the same page here. We disagree on some things, but you know what? We want the people that live in this life. Men and women. If you know a man that's lead with he wallet, send it here. If you know a man that's sliding people DM, send it here. If you know a man that is a F boy, he ain't a good, send it here. Women, if wanna know or got inkling that somebody is whatever we talk about in this show, send them here. If them got entitlement, send it here. If they're always playing the victim, send it here. We want them. We appreciate you all and we love you all coming out. But all we're doing is creating a vacuum here. So send with the friends. Well, yeah, well, I point out too, the waste. Because you pregnant, big pregnant, you entitled and you can't spell. So I don't know which is, honestly, I'll be honest and say, I don't even know which one out of the three of them worse. To me, the entitlement and spelling before she pregnant, Oh, you know that? If she was just pregnant, I was like, hi, everybody, yes, I am pregnant. Things happen. Me and my child's father, we had a disagreement, whatever, but I really am looking to settle down. I thought he was the one. And she came humble and she spelled correctly. She would get, I asking you, what telling you? Neil Hoyt was white. But you can't come, be entitled and dancy, and big pregnant too. You can't go up the trifecta. Ain't gonna work with me. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the anti-social asking about Love Dorsey. We can do Love Dorsey on Thursday, right? We can talk about Love. We can review one of her videos on Thursday. We can talk.
Wait. Who's Love Dorsey? This saying that the trigger Neil Hoyt. You can get around with me.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. Love Dorsey. We can talk about it Thursday.
All right.
Because
you like to set up me, you like to set up me.
Nah. You can be cool with that.
All right, cool. No.
Oh, the chat room is killing me. Tara wants to know how the France you want to travel to Met Memories where you go and play children to feed. Yeah, pretty much. Folks, this is the Senate Podcast. We love you all. It's been great. We don't make the rules. We just make sure you know what they are. Be the best version of you for you. We will see you guys on Thursday.
Yes, and I keep saying it because been doing some research. We're gonna do this now. We on YouTube all together, but you got to subscribe, like, or dislike, share, comment if you're rewatching. Thanks for getting this point of it. You know, we on other platforms as well. Facebook, the Senate Podcast. You could like the page, follow. Send it in session@gmail.com. You can send us anything there if business inquiries, wink, wink, or any fan submissions or anything like that. And we're also on Instagram, the Senate Podcast 246. Give us a follow. And yeah, some of y'all have our personal contact information and things. You know, let me keep the conversation going, right? We got to keep this conversation going because it wild out in these streets. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, be good, be safe. Hit them with that one again.
She belongs to the streets.
And yes, Tara, fundamental spelling is fundamental. I get my tail burst in primary school for spelling. So when I write a type to you, unless it's a typo, you get in the Queen's English right through. Peace and love, everybody. And we'll see you all on Thursday. Oh my goodness. Yep.
You done gone so far, baby. I hope it lasts forever, baby.